Yo, what's going on guys, Ian77 here. In today's video we're going to be pushing to #1 live using the all-time great Hoggy Q deck in Clash Royale. Alright, hopping in the next game here, we're going to be facing this Japanese player, and I'm pretty sure this guy does main Mega Knight decks. I'm not really sure which version he's using. It might be like Mega Knight minor deck. It might be like a Mega Knight minor deck, or it might be like a... Okay, it is probably going to be Mega Knight Ram Rider here, so... gonna be an interesting matchup. Honestly, Tesla is quite nice in this matchup, even though they can just lightning it away pretty easily. It does always get a lot of value against their queens and stuff, and it is very nice to have Ice Spirit here as well. Yeah, so as you can see there, like, he didn't even have the chance to use his queen ability there, because the Ice Spirit just reset it, and even though you might like think it's kind of not smart of them, or like a bit unsmart of them to not use the ability earlier, if they use the ability super early, it's just gonna get no value anyways, because then the queen would just be like super slow during the ability ever since that one nerf it got recently. So there's no point to really use the ability super early. So you can kind of see they're kind of forced into that awkward spot where they kind of just usually end up wasting their queen ability. And we're gonna actually get the king activation there. He probably wasn't expecting it since he had the ghost down as well, but I could pretty easily separate them. So he is probably going to be up a few elixir there, because it is a bit of a negative trade to be using the Firecracker as well, but honestly, pretty worth it. You really want to get your king activated as early as possible, then it makes the matchup just like way easier, so yeah, pretty okay here. Unfortunately, the Mega Knight is going to jump on the Tesla. It didn't get stunned by the Ice Spirit on time, but actually a super clean defense right there, so pretty nice here. We didn't actually get like very much damage at all in single elixir, but honestly the main goal is just getting your king tower activated early on, so I would still call it a pretty good win for us right here. And yeah, so by the way guys, so when you're facing like Mega Knight decks and you're playing Hoggy Q, it's always good to like kind of, I don't know, be like a bit conscious about what cards you're cycling, because it really does make a difference if you like end up saving that Ice Spirit or not, or like saving your skeletons, because you always want to use it against the right things, like especially until you get your king activated. You always want to be kind of holding on to your cheap cards so you can activate with it, because that's really just gonna change the entire matchup. Because I feel like it's actually a pretty hard matchup when you don't get your king activated, but once you get it activated, it's honestly a pretty good matchup for you. Well, maybe with like Firecracker instead of Queen, it's actually not too bad even without the king activated, but it's always a lot better when you do get your king activated, so no reason not to do it most of the time. And Hog is actually going to get one shot there. I think the Ram Rider got distracted for a second or something, so yeah, pretty good defense here. And we can kind of get away with this Tesla here against, that'll probably hit his queen in a second, because even though it is like underground, it is gonna pop up here, and it's also, I was gonna say it could like counter push a bit. I mean, not counter push, but like still be up to defend his Ram Riders. It looks like he doesn't really go with anything here, so not really gonna get too much more value, but it is still gonna clean up everything. And yeah, pretty good stuff here. Firecracker is gonna chip away. It actually shot a E-Spirit that died like a second earlier before it shot. The only thing about Firecracker sometimes is that some of its shots are super delayed, like it shoots a unit that already died like 3 seconds ago, so at least that's what it feels like. But yeah, I'm just gonna set up a Tesla early here. Just want to make sure I can get back to another Tesla if he does try to lightning this one. And I'm gonna go with the Valkyrie off to the side here. It's always important to space out your units so they don't get like a super good lightning off or anything like that. And his bandit will kill our Firecracker, but I kind of wanted to use the skeletons to finish off the ghost, so yeah. And you never really like going with your Valkyries too early, but I kind of just had to go with it here because we're in a bit of an awkward spot, so didn't really have much of a choice, but it should be pretty fine here for us. He is gonna lightning, but now he won't be able to lightning our Tesla, so we're looking pretty good here. And we did get like a pretty firm damage lead, so I'm not really worried about getting any damage. I'm just gonna Earthquake here though, because we are in a bit of an awkward spot, even though we don't really need tower damage. We just kind of want to use that Earthquake to cycle back to other cards, so pretty good right here. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting that Ram Rider to not get like pulled by everything and get hit by the Ice Spirit, but should be okay here. We just need to cycle back to another Valkyrie, hopefully, as quickly as possible. I'm just gonna log as well. We probably don't even need the Valkyrie here, but just gonna go with it in case of that lightning, and yeah, pretty clean victory here.